Happening today, a Democrat senator is traveling down to El Salvador to try to get a deported, suspected migrant gang member back to the United States.
It's really incredible when you think about it. This comes as other Democrats push for a welfare check at the mega prison where the worst of the worst are being held.
Maybe let's just get his aura rate. Take a check on him.
Griff Jenkins is live in Washington with more. So, Griff, suddenly this is an issue the Democrats are embracing.
Well, they're rallying around it. Good morning, Steve, Ainsley, Brian, and Lawrence. And look, this may be a first we're going to witness today. A sitting U.S. senator traveling to a foreign country to advocate for an illegal alien deemed affiliated with MS-13 deported to his home country. But that's exactly what Maryland's Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen says he's doing today. Watch.
I don't even know if we announced this, but I am planning tomorrow to go to El Salvador to work to bring him home. The Trump administration themselves admitted in federal court that he was wrongfully abducted from the United States.
Were you born between 1980 and 1989? If so, you can get $250 to spend at McDonald's completely free. And I can tell you right now, this is going to upset a ton of
And he's not the only Democrat rallying around Garcia. A federal judge ordering the Trump administration to facilitate his return. As many as a dozen House Democrats want to follow. Axios obtaining a letter from these representatives, Robert Garcia and Max Frost, requesting a Codell be authorized to travel on the taxpayer dime. In the letter they write, a congressional delegation would allow committee members to conduct a welfare check on Mr. Abrego Garcia, as well as others held at CCOT. Now this, as Senator Van Hollen pays little notice to another one of his constituents, Rachel Morin, the Maryland mother of 5, murdered by an illegal alien, Victor Martinez Hernandez, found guilty this week of first-degree premeditated murder and first-degree rape. There was no press conference with Van Hollen standing in solidarity with the grieving Morin family. His office simply putting out a statement saying the verdict brought a, quote, measure of justice. And there may be even more senators heading to El Salvador. Politico reporting this morning, guys, that Senator Cory Booker may be looking at making that trip.
Migrant gang member.
Let's stop that right there. Let's stop that right there. There I go. Let me get back to it, man. Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. You already know what it is, man. So I wanted to start that clip to show you that these Democrats have been going insane about these illegal immigrants. Actually, this senator, Democratic senator now, went to El Salvador to try to break an illegal immigrant out of jail. Ultimately, would not break him out, but asking the president of El Salvador, can they bring, which is, you know, the illegal immigrant is a resident of that country, if he could bring them back to America, against what the Trump administration has already said, that, you know, he's an illegal immigrant. He was over here illegally committing crimes, allegedly. Why do you care so much? We've seen the Democratic judges try to stop airplanes that were en route to El Salvador full of illegal immigrants. We've seen sanctuary cities, you know, go up against the federal government for illegal immigrants. Now, and as the title says, a Democratic mayor of New Jersey gets arrested trying to break illegals out of an ICE facility. Can you believe this? Insane, man. And I want to bring a video up here so you can see this. This is crazy, bro. Yeah. Let me make sure I got the right video. But what is with these people, these Democrats and illegal immigrants, man? It just make you wonder, bro. So got the video queued up for you. watch this insanity. This is the mayor. It's a black mayor trying to break into an ICE facility in New York, in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Let's go.
Check out this video. It's Newark Mayor Ras Baraka being taken into custody at an ICE detention center. Baraka and 3 House Democrats say they were visiting the facility to conduct oversight. He is now being charged with trespassing. He has not entered a plea just yet. Janice Yu from our station WABC in New York joins us now with more. Janice, what more are we learning? I mean, we saw.
Hold on. Look at all this commotion. Let's run that back, bro. Let's run that back. This the mayor. Look at this. Look at this mayor, man, trying to get in there, trying to get to them illegal immigrants, man. He done threw it all on the line, man. Look at this.
Check out this video. It's Newark Mayor Ras Baraka being taken into custody at an ICE detention center. Baraka and 3 House Democrats say they were visiting the facility to conduct oversight. He is now being charged with trespassing. He has not entered a plea just yet. Janice Yu from our station WABC in New York joins us now with more. Janice, what more are we learning? I mean, we saw some footage of it, but now we have this body camera footage. What are we learning from it?
Hi there. Good afternoon, Phil. So that video, as you can see, is a little bit chaotic, but there are a few things to note in that video. You can see that Mayor Ras Baraka is on the side of the gate where the protesters were. So that's on the public side. It does not appear that he is trying to enter through the gate, but at one point you do see those federal agents around him in all of that chaos. It appears they are trying to handcuff him, and then he kind of goes out of frame. But from the other videos, we know that they brought him back through the gate onto the property. And in the back, there's a woman in the red blazer. She's a congresswoman, one of 3 who was joining Baraka at that site. You see her in the middle. There's an agent on one side, another person in a suit in the other, and she's just kind of being pushed back and forth. Now, there were allegations that Baraka, as well as the Congress members who were here on site, were trying to push their way, trying to storm into the detention center. But from that video, it does not appear that that is the case. Again, there are many angles to this video, but this is what we're seeing from our.
That's exactly what's going on, bro. That lady sitting up there throwing bowls like she in the Ludacris video trying to get in there, man. Now, ICE done told them, like, y'all protesting. No, we here under federal law to do it, to get these illegal immigrants and detain them. Now you gonna bring y'all trying to bust through the gate at an ICE facility, trying to make sure they eating and being treated well and all of that? I'm just saying, man. They trying to act like, oh no, they wasn't trying to bust it. Now we clearly see this lady throwing bowls like Luda.
Our first look at this body-worn video from one of the agents who was on site.
All right. So what's next for the mayor then?
Yeah, so when we talked to him earlier today, he was defiant. He said that there was no reason for this arrest. He did say his attorney is handling the matter, that he can't really get into specifics. But it's worth noting that he is campaigning for governor of New Jersey. So he says he does not know how this is going to impact his campaign, but he does say that he will return to this facility when the time comes. He has actually sued this facility for not having the proper permits and inspections done in order to house undocumented immigrants. So he says that fight will continue.
Janice Yu from WABC in New York. Janice, thank you.
What if recording high?
All right, so we see that, right? Now, how crazy is that? How crazy is that, right? Now, you got city officials, mayors. If they went this hard for American citizens, then we wouldn't even be having half the problems we got out here. You know what I'm saying? As crazy as this looks, if we had politicians that went to bat for people that are citizens that were falsely arrested, you know what I'm saying? I could understand that. With these Democrats, man, they go into different countries trying to get illegal immigrants out of prison, trying to get airplanes to turn around mid-air. I mean, we've seen it all. And now this Democratic mayor of New Jersey gets arrested trying to break illegals out of ICE custody. Insane. And then man, we got these people like Al Sharpton and all them caping for this mayor and the other people that were city officials trying to break into an ICE facility. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. Why are they going so hard for these illegal immigrants, man? But let's roll that clip, man.
The mayor, Ras Baraka, under arrest. It's very simple, Martha. As I've said, in the state of New Jersey, as Pam Bondi has said in the United States, we will not stand for anybody getting in the way of getting rid of criminals in this country.
Acting U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey, Alina Habba, on Fox News there on the arrest of Newark Mayor Ras Baraka earlier today. Mayor Baraka was arrested by DHS this afternoon while he was protesting outside of a New Jersey jail recently converted into an ICE detention center. It was the second time Mayor Baraka had held protests outside the facility, a new facility built to hold up to 1,000 people. Footage of the arrest was captured by Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, who was also protesting at the facility today. Habba declined to say where the mayor was being held, simply that he was still in the state of New Jersey. Joining us now, Deputy Director of the Immigrants' Rights Project at the ACLU, Lee Gelernt, is here. He joins me. And Rev, this is, in my view, a political move to deflect from the legal landscape where all they do is lose. What do you make of where the Trump administration stands legally on immigration?
Yeah, I think they didn't expect the courts to push back so much, and the courts have. They've really gone over the line. They didn't just go up to the line. They've really gone over the line, and I think courts are pushing back now. And you and I have talked about this before. There's a lot of talk about, well, who appointed which judge, but at the end of the day, the judges take their jobs very seriously, and you can't just obliterate the law and expect a
Hold fast, man. Hold fast. How is y'all trying to say that a judge gonna push back against the president of the United States? What jurisdiction does a minuscule judge, not even a Supreme Court judge, where they think they get off trying to tell somebody that's the president of the United States or the Attorney General Pam Bondi what they should do as it pertains to illegal immigrants that have committed crimes in our country that do not belong here to begin with? What is wrong with these Democrats and these illegal immigrants that they are crashing out in real time, breaking into ICE facilities, flying to foreign countries trying to get them out of prison? What is with y'all? I don't get it. And then y'all sit up here and cat for it. I want to get to this point with a little further in this. Yeah, they go Al Sharpton. Let's see what he talking about. Let me go back a little bit.
Were you aware of any of the new facts? I know you have a lot of your own.
I've talked to some people that been at the protest, and he's still in custody wherever. But I think that the problem here is that you're talking about the mayor of a city where people are being held without due process in many cases.
Right.
So he has the right to say, wait a minute, I want to know what's going on here. Why are people being held without due process? Now you
Man, hold on, bro. Hold on. Due process? Hold fast, man. What you mean due process? For illegal immigrants? Hold fast, bro. They didn't have no due process getting here. They broke the law to get here. So how you going? They didn't go through no due process to get here. So how are they afforded due process to leave? And for people that don't know, due process means going through the court situation, the court process. You know what I'm saying? And see if they go before a judge. You know how long that would take? You know how many illegal immigrants are in this country So we're going to take millions of people through the court system, which may take anywhere from 2 to 4 years for each case for millions of illegal immigrants. Are you insane? No, they don't get no due process because they're not citizens. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand what it is with these illegal immigrants in the Democratic Party. For me, I'm alleging that the cartels, Mexican cartels, have infiltrated our government so much so, such to the extent that these politicians are being told to crash out like this. Allegedly. That's what I'm alleging, because it don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense.
Contrast that at the same time, the New York Times is saying that President Trump is saying to white Afrikaners from South Africa, I'll give you refugee status. So we're bringing in white Afrikaners who we don't know if they're criminal. We don't know this, what they went through in the legal process in South Africa. But people right here in Newark, we're going to assume they're all criminal. We're going to bring them out. And if the mayor wants to say, wait a minute.
No, it ain't no assumption. ICE has done extensive investigations on these people to know who is criminal and who is not. That's why they're being sent to El Salvador, because they committed heinous crimes. You go to the beginning of this video when they show that young girl, that young lady that was unalived and raped by an illegal immigrant. We have tons of stories, Lake and Riley's, that's been happening in this country. Trump said, I'm going to make America not only great again, but we're going to make America safe again. And being safer is getting a lot of these people that do not belong here, sucking up the resources up out of here. Go back to your country. And if you commit a heinous crime while you here, you might just go to an El Salvador prison. And you might go to prison in El Salvador if you in our country committing illegal acts, heinous crimes to the citizens here. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You already here illegally. Take your butt back to your country, especially if you out here harming people. What's wrong with y'all?
Let's have due process. Lock him up. He's trespassing. It is as blatantly a double standard as one can get. What is the real policy going to be? And I think he's right. Judges have to establish, are we going to have due process? Or are we just going to let everybody go? And can the president just give other people blanket, you're refugees? So what's the difference, Mr. President, between a refugee and a guy that may be a criminal and may not be, given the Garcia situation?
Yeah, I mean, I hate doing graphics myself, but I'm going to do one. I mean, if immigration is legal, political, and what what they're doing, sort of the public support, they're losing in the courts. They're losing sort of the public support. You've got Chuck Grassley's constituents yelling at him about bringing back Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And so they seem to be plussing up the political, the only area they still control.
Well, I think that's right. I mean, I think they're playing this game where they don't care whether they lose in court because they're just going to go out and say, well, the people wanted it. You know, I mean, you can't.
Hold on, man. Hold on, we can stop that right there. We voted for it in a mandate. What you mean? Yeah, we wanted that. Talking about I'm telling you, it's only the Democrats, man. I think, like I said, to even suggest that you give a non-citizen due process, they didn't have due process to get here. So why would we go through all this processing to get them out of here? You came over here illegally. The only process you're going to have is the deportation process to go back to your land, to your country. You got all these people that are crashing out for these illegal immigrants, especially the ones that are deemed criminals by a government agency such as ICE. And you got congresswomen and mayors getting in the way, so much so that a Democratic mayor of New Jersey gets arrested trying to break illegals out of an ICE facility. Insane. What say you, though? It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. And until next time, these Democrats do something crazy with these illegal immigrants, we'll talk to you soon. Peace and blessings.